I'd like to introduce to you a band that you know and love. Come to you like the sound of equipment being thrown from a moving van, the sound of dead cell phones and oil rigs, the sound of empty parking lots and school buses. They love to live and live to love. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Children of America, the White Stripes.
Hello. Come on in. The water's great. My name is Ryan Schaap, and this is the hardest podcast, the only podcast about the White Stripes. And we are celebrating the White Stripes one song at a time, one song per episode. This song this week, Take, with our dear friend Brett. Brett, of course, was here not too long ago, quite recently, he got the unenviable task of discussing Who's a Big Baby. And I said, hey, yeah, January 27th, so he's a couple weeks away. So Brett from the Vidos comes on, and we discuss Who's a Big Baby, which is not a very good song. I was very vocal about how I don't think it's a very good song, to the point where everybody's close personal friend, Mr. Ben Blackwell, politely asked, why do you hate Who's a Big Baby? Well, I choose to be a big baby about Who's a Big Baby, and nobody can tell me not to be a big baby about Who's a Big Baby. So who's a big baby? It's me. But I digress. We gotta be serious here. So in my conversation originally with Brett, before we did Who's a Big Baby, I said, well, let's do Who's a Big Baby, and if we have fun, it's a good chat, come back and we'll do Take off Get Behind Me, Satan. And I really like talking to him, and so he came back quite quickly, and we're going to chat about Take in just a few minutes. I also want to say a new piece of content was released over at the Hardest Pod to Pod Patreon at patreon.com/hardestpod-to-pod. And it was a great conversation with my good friend Sam. Her and I discussed the co-written, co-produced, co-performed track with Beyoncé, Don't Hurt Yourself, off of 2016's Lemonade. Incredible track. It sounds like such a Jack White song. And then Beyoncé starts singing, and all you can focus on are her lyrics and her performance. So that was a great conversation. That's available now over at patreon.com/hardestpod-to-pod. It's available to anybody that wants to support the show, whether you're a steady as she goes tier or a highball stepper tier. But yeah, if you want to support the show monetarily, you can go on over there to Patreon or to buymeacoffee.com/hardestpod-to-pod, and you can pledge a few bucks. Well, gang, I'm not going to lie. I got a bit of a headache. My lovely wife, Amanda, even came as I laid on the floor and put the mint thing, the mint little drops, little sage stuff on, where it hurt on my head. I don't know about anybody else, but I've sure as hell didn't know that products like that existed before I shacked up with a gal. So that's making me feel pretty good. My headache should go away, and by the time we go and speak with Brett. So we'll keep it short this week. Right about now, it's time for our call to action. I want you to hit pause on this podcast, go to your streaming platform of choice, go to Get Behind Me, Satan, and go listen to Take, because we want it to be as fresh in your mind as it was in my mind and Brett's mind when we discuss it. And as you know, in an effort to get the attention of the fat cats at Third Man Records, we need that little bit of streaming data to correlate with when we do an episode. So when we discuss a song, they can see the little blip is there. And that is a great way for you to help support this little initiative. Also, if you haven't listened to last week's episode, or the last episode, if you're binging these, Chris Polinsky and I discussing Why Can't You Be Nicer to Me? Fantastic conversation. It's so much about, capturing them at the Mercury Lounge, SNL and Conan O'Brien, and just a delightful individual who I really appreciate appreciated them being so generous with their time. So go check out that episode that came out last week. And on that note, it's time to check out this week's episode that just came out. Here's Brett. Our guest this week was here about a month ago, even less, so I'm not going to change his introduction. He's got a great band, the Vidos. They perfected the art of sludge pop. Again, go listen to their We Won't Waste Wine single, and be sure to check out the personal recommendation I have for the ICU. This is Brett Hornall. Brett, welcome back. How are you? Your hair looks just as magnificent as the last time I saw you.
I just conditioned.
You got it.
For the pod. Yeah. I
appreciate that. It's funny you mentioned that you're conditioning because in some pod logistics I was doing earlier, a guest was like, "Hey, I hate to reschedule. I'm sure you showered for the podcast." I sure did. I'm like, "Yeah, that's no. You got it. You got to look presentable for these damn things,
dude." Yeah.
So you got saddled with a real piece of garbage the last time we spoke about Who's a Big Baby. Well, how are you feeling coming out of that conversation?
I have more to say. I think we should do a... No, I'm just kidding. I'm completely... No. Could you imagine if we spent this episode also talking about...
Jesus Christ. So I had a lot of people reach out, basically saying, "Oh yeah, that's a horrible song." Other people have like a very strange affinity for it, and our reigning official White Stripes historian and archivist, one Ben Blackwell, even messaged me, "Why do you hate Who's a Big Baby?" And I said, "Ben, pal, listen to the damn episode. I can't explain everything for you. I can't give you cliff notes or spark notes. It's all in there eloquently too."
BB himself reached out.
I messaged him when I started this project and I said, "Here's what I'm doing. Please collectively as a record label or as an entity, do not get mad at us. This is what we're going to do. We don't want to piss anybody off." And then I didn't hear from him for weeks, if not months. And then on the Union Forever episode, after that, he randomly messaged me saying, "Hey, you could have used this for your new episode." And I'm like, all right, Mr. Coy. All right, you bastard.
That's cool. That's pretty sweet. I think I gave Ben Blackwell a shout out the last episode too. So
that's right. And we praised him again, but we can dump on him. We can keep him honest.
No, dude. Ask him about Who's a Big Baby. He's the only guy that knows.
I should have. I can't believe I will. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna only tell you.
Yeah, dude. Maybe you could shed some light. And we'll keep it to ourselves. Yeah,
so we're talking about a much better song from that era. Take. It's probably, man, it was one of the few songs on Get Behind Me, Satan that I don't know, had drums and guitar that were working in unison. Most of the time. I listened to this song so much today. And just, I have thoughts. I want to hear your jumping off point about this song. Take.
Well, it's a personal favorite of mine from the record. Has been since I was whatever I was when I got this, 12 or whatever we established last time. But I think it's super fun. I love the way it sounds. I always have, and like same thing as like the rest of the record. The more I listen to it, the more I like hear all this different stuff that they're doing, and the double track vocals smash panned to the left and the right, and the piano and acoustic guitar are basically doing the same thing, and then you just have the drum down the middle. It's really fun headphones listen.
This is such a headphone song.
Yeah.
again, headphones in today. I had it cranked, and I always, when I think back to when I hear a doubled up vocal, like that's just how music is done. I always think back to watching Nirvana classic albums. They did Nirvana's Nevermind, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was Butch Vig or whoever produced it
Yep.
was like, "Yo, man, Kurt, you got to double up these vocals," and he's like, "I don't want to do it." You know, he wants to do a punk record, and he's just like, "Kurt, the Beatles did it," and he goes, "Ah, fuck, all right, so fine." So they double up and quadruple up, and like, you know, the vocals are gigantic on that album, and they sound amazing, but they just sound like a really big singular. It just sounds like one person, one big voice singing. On this
Yeah.
song, it's two different vocal tracks in either ear, and you're just kind of like, I've got two Jack White singing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy shit, I haven't really listened to this like that intently in a while. And I dug it. It just, yeah, it feels like you're sandwiched between two people, and they're pulling you in either direction, which is exactly what this song is about.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And I think yeah, big influence on me and my like personal style of production. Like when I record demos and stuff like that, I love to hard pan a double track vocal. I just think it sounds really screwed up and funny, and just gives it that character. Like, yeah, there's so many things. Like we'll get into it, but so
Yeah.
many things I've stolen from this song and this record in my like production style. You
Hey,
know, in
and
the years since.
that's rock and roll. I mean, everything is stolen. Everything is a Black Sabbath riff. And as long as you
Yeah.
can just acknowledge that and not, you know, not try to be too deceitful about it, yeah, get away with it.
Yeah.
This song, it's pretty sick. It's a story that Jack is singing about a fan who meets Rita Hayworth in a seedy bar. Rita Hayworth was a starlet from the 40s, incredibly famous. And I remember hearing in an interview Jack White had said he always he heard a story that as an autograph she just like would kiss a napkin and hand it to him, the person, which is like insanely so much more cool than just like writing your name in cursive. So he's always loved Rita Hayworth. He said that he had a picture of her up in his upholstery shop, Third Man Upholstery. And if you pay close attention to the White Stripes on the Icky Thump tour, he played a white Gretsch acoustic guitar that actually has her face etched on the back of it and kind of on the side. So
Oh, sick.
a very revered character in the Jack White Stripes ethos.
Yeah.
Brett, tell me everything you know about Rita Hayworth and go.
She's the poster in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh shit, she is.
Yeah, or she's one of them. She's one of them. He says, "Get me Rita Hayworth," and then I think that's the first poster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
totally
like the first
forgot
decade.
about that.
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I mean, between that and this, because my dad is a classic movie head.
Yeah.
So, but we started kind of slow. We'd watch Shawshank, and then we watched the Citizen Kane,
Yep.
of course, Union Forever. So, you know, I feel like and they started saying all these lines. I'm like, that's from the song. That's from the song. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they wrote a song using the. Anyway, completely different song, different episode. I won't
Well, I
step
love
on that, but
you unlocked something, because I remember watching Shawshank and hearing that bring me Rita, or you see like her name on the poster. I remember it just breaking my brain. It's like when you see a Simpsons reference in real life, and you go, "What?
totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's not just a woman Jack White was singing about. It's a key part of pop culture in the 40s or what have you."
Yeah. And this
But
song
this,
is clearly a period piece kind of
yeah.
thing. And yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, he obviously mentions her a couple times on the record. White Moon too.
Yeah,
Blink,
both.
blink.
it's it is really neat that she pops up again, twice in this record. I believe that if memory serves me, there was a smattering of pictures of her in and around the Jack's house when they did recorded this album. So it's just
Mm.
somebody he gets inspired by, and I think that's pretty damn cool. One thing so Jack, the song is about somebody meeting a celebrity that he's infatuated with, and just like he just wants to take a look, and then he just wants to say hi, and then it's by the end of it he's asking for a lock of hair, and like the song is funny. It's like it
Yeah.
gets funnier as it goes, and I love it. And Jack, the song has been interpreted as the band's feelings towards celebrity life, or even Jack's own personal obsession with Hayworth. Although Jack did tell Mojo magazine that the song is about parents not teaching their kids manners.
That's cool too. But yeah, I mean, I get all of that. I get all of that. I love this song's ability to, you're with the narrator for the
Yeah.
first bit, and you're like, oh, and he's like nudging his buddy. He's like, dude, this is cool. Like, there she is. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over there and talk to her. And then
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, dude, shoot your shot. Go for it. Go get that autograph. And then like slowly, you're like, holy fuck, this guy is insane. Like, like he's a stalker. He's got the stalker vibes, but he's just a sweet guy, and he just, whatever. But it's, yeah, at face value, that's the song, and I realized like it's rife with metaphor about going back to a beautiful thing, and it giving diminishing returns, and you kind of overstaying your welcome in certain things, and it's it really makes it's a really cool song. It's really great allegory for all sorts of stuff in life.
I truly love that of going back to the well, and just like, wait, like what? Like, and you listen to the song, and it's like, I when I was listening to it today, I just felt like I pictured myself championing the person, the guy, and then immediately being like, oh, you gotta pull out of there, pal. You gotta stop. Like, you got your picture, you got your
dude. Well, that's the thing, is like he's there with his friend.
Yeah.
The friend is watching this all go down, and I've always thought that like there's a second perspective that's just the friend sitting at the table drinking a beer, like. Is he ever gonna fucking let this go, or like,
leave her alone?
Should I go stop him? Yeah. Which is so, yeah.
So this is my mind went to celebrity meetings, which is a lyric in a song, and I just wanted to ask you off the top of your head: have you had maybe a not a stalkery, but maybe a cringe, or maybe a celebrity meeting that went really well or didn't go as well as you had hoped?
I think I learned from this song to just get in and get out, dude. Yeah. I'm scared of like meet and greets and stuff like that too. It's like I'll go to a show, and I just like you want to tell someone how much their work means to you, and it's tough. It's tough to like articulate that in a span of time that doesn't start feeling like you're doing a little bit of what this guy's doing in the song. And but I don't have a specific hilarious one, but I've there's been a few times, just playing gigs and stuff like that, you see a guy, and honestly I just kind of freeze up, and I'm just kind of like, just try to be as cool as possible and not embarrass myself again. I think because I heard this song as a cautionary tale, and yeah.
I was at this was like 2009. I was at the Biltmore, and for a friend's birthday, and we were there early, so there was still a band playing, and I'm fairly certain the band was Fake Shark, Real Zombie, who Kevy has been on this show before. But I saw Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords there. And I think they played a show either the next day or something, and he was just standing there, and he was drinking a beer, and nobody approached him. And I'm like, and I love their show. Like, it's just so inspiring. I was in TV at the time, and I was just like, I truly loved it. And I just walked up to him, and I'm like, hi, I'm so sorry. I hate to do this, but like, I got to say, hey, I really appreciate your show and everything you do. And it's just like, it's incredible. And he goes, hey, thank you. I'm like, I hate to do this. Can I get a photo with you? And he's like, okay, this is digital camera days. This is like, I didn't have an iPhone yet. Friend comes and takes a photo of me. Flash goes off. The whole place, like everybody turns and looks now because of the flash and realize that he's there. And then proceeded like he had a line of people just like because of me. And I look, and the photo that was taken of me was literally the worst, most unflattering fat guy photo I've ever. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Jesus, why didn't I listen to the song like you, bud?
Dude, Jack knows, man. You gotta listen to Jack.
What do we got here? Yeah, so what's some like I'm really curious now. You said off the top like your things that you've stolen from this song in terms of production or things musically, like again, what stood out to you that made you want to grip it and rip it?
Dude, I don't know, man. Just the way it recorded, the way it's recorded sounds so simple. Like it's so intuitive of what you kind of want to do when you're first messing around with a DAW or something like that. You're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'm gonna double track that. And of course, I'm gonna pan it 100% to either side. Like, and we're gonna make it as wide as possible. It's gonna sound like a big rock song, you know? And it doesn't. It sounds like a really cool. It sounds like an Elliott Smith demo or something like that when you double
Totally.
track stuff. But yeah, like it just, yeah, I don't know. I think it enables you when you do that. You can literally take one headphone off and listen to one side and do the other thing with the other side.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear how the song is built that way. I mean, the first Ramones record, exactly the same thing, right? Bass is smash pan to one side for whatever reason, and but you could hear
Beatles
all
were
the
the
pieces
same
of
way
it.
too.
Well, exactly. When they started doing the stereo mixes, the Beatles stuff, they really messed around with that panning, and I'm sure that's a big inspo here for Mr. can recite or can list off the song names, you know, after 1 second. Mr. Jack White.
You mentioned in your origin story on your first appearance that you were walking to school with a pal and each had a head, you know, an earbud listening to Icky
Yeah.
Thump. What would happen if you would listen to this song? Like you would be hearing completely different songs. It'd be confusing as hell.
Especially that last verse where there's only certain words are on this side and certain words are on this side. Yeah, like maybe a kiss on the cheek, I wouldn't wash it for a week, and that one, no, I need it. You know, it keeps like, it's so cool though. It's so much fun. It's just like, you
Well,
know.
it just adds so, like, this is already a very dynamic song, but it's quite simple in structure. Like, I think just adding the piano, adding the kind of clunkiness to the, you know, when it goes from the bridge, from the take, and then you're like, oh, I don't know how they got back to the verses.
Dude, it comes to a grinding halt both times.
It's so
like
weird.
He can't. Yeah, it's so awesome the way that they're literally like, you could hear them like watching each other, like, when's that one gonna land? And like they don't get it, but they kept it, and it's so fucking great, dude. Like,
Yes,
it's so great. Like I love that. I love how first take it is, you know, dude. It's not take. It's just take.
It's
take
just
one and take two, and I think they just fucking went with that. Is what it sounds
Yeah.
like to me. So yeah,
I when I was listening to the album that Jack put out during COVID, I think Fear of the Dawn, he
Sure.
basically said like he made it himself. It was a cut and paste, Pro Tools, did everything himself, and that's what it sounded like. Was you clearly are hearing everything kind of slapped together. It's basically how Lars Ulrich records his drums, because he can't really play drums that well. But take really sounds like that, but like I don't think they're cutting tape to make it sound that clunky. I think that, like you said, this is just take number one, and it's just fuck it, go. And
yeah, dude.
and like, yeah, it's clunky, but it doesn't take anything away from the song. It just adds so much because we're going.
Dude, the personality in this song it's just overflowing with a smirk and personality. Like, yeah, dude, I think but for me, like the amount of things that I've robbed off this, yes, the panning, the stuff like that, but I was listening again today, and just like every time that I think it's on the line, the celebrity meeting line, when the
Yeah.
alarm clock goes off. Uh, I love that every time, and it reminds me of the knives and fork drawer of knives and forks being dropped in the middle of White Moon. That just
Yeah.
randomly fucking happens. I like the found sounds on this record. Like the little jump scares that are hidden throughout this entire record are so much fun.
Well, do you
And
know what? I'm almost fairly certain that it wasn't the cutlery. It's Meg's bell stand falling over.
Oh, cool.
So just like completely at random. And they left it in.
I
And
didn't
now,
know that lore. That's amazing. That's amazing.
so Jack has gone on to say that at the time, it's like this was the first album that was really hard for them to make. Nothing was going right. Shit was breaking down. Ceiling was leaking. Drums are falling over at random, and they were ready to completely scrap it. So it was Blue Orchid that saved the Get Behind Me Satan recording sessions. But he says, like, yeah, it was also a very creative time for the band. Like, because Jack said it wasn't because we needed musical inspiration or help creatively. I was writing songs every day, which is unusual for me. I probably have 35 done. The problem was outside things. And yeah, just like shit's not going right. Are we gonna stomach it, or are we just gonna pack it up? So I'm glad they worked through it, because there's so many anomalies, like, weird things that, to the untrained ear, or just somebody not in the know, they would just think that they're just sprinkling weird stuff in there to make it weird for the sake of weird. But it's like, no, this was just a weird recording process.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that was an accidental thing. Like, when I was young listening to it, it sounded like an on purpose thing, like a surprise thing. Like,
Yeah.
Because like throughout the record, basically none of the characters slash like narrators that he does on this album are like sympathetic characters. They're very like paranoid,
Yeah.
like strung out, kind of flawed characters talking at you like you're in on it, and you're kind of like, I'm in halfway, and then sometimes you're weirding me out a little bit. But I think like but like that's what makes
I
it
love
so
that,
cool, is like, yeah, man, like Blue Orchid is just, it's kick-ass first single, but from The Nurse onward, there's this paranoia that just lasts for the entire record and doesn't really let up. And those little jump scares, the shit falling over, the alarm clock, and take. I'm sure there's other stuff that I'm not quite remembering, but like
all of Red Rain.
Well, there you go. Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, the quiet, loud. Exactly, dude. It's just it really makes for a oddly cohesive listen for how piecemeal this record is at face value.
It's the most cohesive clusterfuck maybe of that decade.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, like, it's probably, it's not an outlandish take to say this is their best album from a songwriting and a creative standpoint. And it was their most successful. It debuted at #1, but it's also funny that, like, people think that, all right, I'm going to hear 12 Blue Orchids, and then all of a sudden out comes the marimba, and what is going on with this nurse?
Dude, exactly. Well, that's the thing I told you last time, but I started with the Icky Thump record, so I was kind of already I was already primed for this. Like I was prepared for this because Icky Thump is all over the goddamn place too. It's not 12 Icky Thump or 13 Icky Thumps. It's 13 disparate sounding songs that kind of make for a really neat listen. But yeah. I mean, and then I started with this one, or I started with Thump, Icky, and then I went 1, 2, 3. That's what I
Yep.
got for Christmas the next year. 1, 2, 3. And then Satan was my fifth. And so by this time I was already used to their tricks of like doing fucking country songs and shit in the middle. And I was like, I thought I was ready and I still wasn't. I was like, oh man, damn, this is yeah, not to get off track, but like just I don't know, the way this song works in the context of the record, it's just so much fun to me. It harkens back to the sound, the fun like cabaret style piano of My Doorbell and Denial Twist. I don't
I
know,
think
cabaret
this
is
song
right.
has this like Take has a, you know, I don't think there's a marimba in there, but it's got so much. I think it's really representative of like the album as a whole. You have the audio tricks, you've got a really catchy, recognizable song and hook. You've got lyrics, like you said, about a bit of a shady person that maybe you don't really, you know, you're not the biggest fan of.
He's
And
misunderstood. He's misunderstood. He's a sweet guy.
it's a broad spectrum. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. One, I was in my prep for this. I saw a really good quote from Jack, and you are you're a musician, you are an artist, you record music, so I'm putting you on the spot for this. But he had a really good quote. Basically, they recorded this album in Jack's house. He after Elephant, he moved out of the parents' play or his family home into a nice big swanky home, and they recorded the album there. And he says, a formal studio would have killed this record. People didn't used to have enough money to do more than one take, so they would put everything into each one. What are your thoughts on, like, do you think that they would have, I don't know, would that be discouraging if they were in a traditional studio with those kind of confines and the clock ticking and the money going, with every passing minute? Or would it make sense that they could record this difficult album in a difficult environment, where they had more control over?
Well, dude, I mean, I think, yeah, you said it. This album would be impossible if it were not recorded in the environment it were. But, I mean, with the amount of bedroom and home records we have coming at us all the time now, like that's like the main way people are recording. And you get to be, you're in, if it was recorded at his house where he sleeps and makes food and stuff, you're that's where you're vulnerable. I'm in my home. I'm recording the sound of my home right now. And this is where I do everything. Is whatever. This is where all my friends come to hang out, and like that kind of spirit of a home record or a bedroom record is so palpable in this album, and in all sorts of bedroom/home records that have succeeded it, I would say. Yeah, I think it's invaluable.
Yeah, I really like that, and I didn't put too much thought into that, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe as you for those that listen each week, I'm very hung up on their approach to Icky Thump, where it's like they take the step back, they realize that they know they got a bag of tricks that they can rely on. And I think that maybe if they were in a studio with where that vulnerability isn't there, and they might have dug into that bag of tricks, and you might not have a Red Rain or an Instinct Blues, or you'd take, and it would come off like The Air Near My Fingers or There's No Home for You Here or something. You would, Jack, all the albums are kind of framed around what Jack is playing at the time. And he had moved into this new house and he had a big piano and he was just writing songs on the piano. So it's like, well, it's a piano record. I think that, maybe that wouldn't have come out and it would have, hey, let's just turn this guitar back up a little loud and this is comfortable and easy. So yeah, I have nothing to add on to what you just said, but I want to say that putting you on the spot and getting that response is outstanding. And it's
hell yeah.
It's like Get Behind Me, Satan, but for a podcast.
Damn right, dude. We can rely on me for.
Oh hell!
Let's do passive manipulation now.
I don't know what that episode's gonna look like.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it too lately.
You might have to do some mini episodes for all the little under 1 minute, like a you could do a little compilation episode or something.
Now we're cooking with gas here.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jack. Basically, yeah, that it's a song about Jack had another quote where he says he's not like he's talking about the autograph that Rita Hayworth gives that he reads about. He goes, "It blew my mind for her to have written something so metaphorical as an autograph. Give me a little credit. I can think of something more interesting to write about than how terrible it is to be famous. It's more about how kids today aren't taught to be humble or when enough is enough. I'm not whining about celebrity. I'm whining about parents not teaching their kid manners." That's very fair because in these articles, in these interviews around the time of Get Behind Me, Satan, he's like reminiscing. He's pining about, when Frank Sinatra was famous, you're not going to go up and tug at old Blue Eye's sleeve and ask him for everything under the moon. It just kind of feels like Jack at least wishes they were a little more, famous in a different era if they had to be famous.
For sure. Yeah, I know. I love that. Like, obviously, like the main interpretation is it's a flip. It's about he's Rita Hayworth and these are the fans. But like how I know I said his characters aren't very sympathetic and a lot of them are very kind of flawed people, but like there's a lot of empathy going into he's playing the fan in this song and he's going like, where do you draw the line? Like you have a parasocial relationship with this person.
Totally.
And dude, I think about my favorite podcast. I feel like I'm best friends with Mark Maron, but like,
who are your guys?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. 100%. But like, you're just like, oh, fuck you. Like that, I think there's a lot of empathy there for like he understands and his reverence for it. It's an ongoing cycle. So he's both Rita and the crazed fan in the song, which is a really great angle, just a great angle for a song, honestly. Yeah.
And you can talk a big game as much as you want about how I'd be cool. I don't need to talk to these people. I don't need to introduce I worry about me. And then but when you're in the moment and somebody you could easily put Jack White in the place of the narrator because again, as we said earlier, he's really appreciated and respected this woman and for countless years. It's like maybe he is. At what point in the song is it stop being about what Jack would say or do, and does it start being about ragging about parents not teaching their kids humility?
Well, the thing is, I think he can see himself doing all of that, being like, testing the waters. What can I get away with next?
Yeah.
And I mean, that inclination would be there if you were to meet, the love of your life sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
in regards to this song's legacy, a lot of it was a very from the reviewer's standpoint, it was very revered because Satan's a weird album. It's a great album, but in terms of structure, it's not your standard 4 on the floor rocker, and it's not full of pop bangers. So I think songs like Blue Orchid, Doorbell, Denial Twist, and Take really get the kind of, their shoulders are broad, because those are what kind of that people gravitated to. But Enemy thought it was the standout track of the record, and I mean, I'd say it probably. Is it the best song on the record?
I don't know, man. But I chose it because I feel like it doesn't get enough love. I think it's one of the best songs on the record, and I don't hear it brought up enough. I don't think. I know it's rambly. There's a lot of verses. There's not really a discernible chorus.
Yeah,
but I mean, it doesn't have to be it's not a hit. I
No.
wouldn't say, but is it the most fun story on the record? There's definitely, there's evidence to that for sure.
I would say it's the musically, it's outstanding. The story it tells is just, it's just great. It's incredibly memorable. It feels like you only need to listen to it once, and so many of the words, even though it is a bit of a rambly one. And Jack even he said that he had written as many as 9 or 10 verses.
I heard that.
But had to cut some of them out as the song would have been too long.
I'm curious to see what else this guy's got up his fucking sleeve. Like if the hair was where it stopped, or there was shit in the middle, or if he kept going past the lock of hair and he's chasing her out the door. Like, I wonder, like, what the other verses were. Have you dug around and tried to see if there's any?
I've got the complete lyrics here, which have the working ones.
Oh shit!
So
I was wondering that.
There's none for this song, I should say.
Yeah,
I really set you up there.
No, that's okay. No, but yeah, no, I was wondering if there's probably lyrics that aren't actually in the final cut in that.
Sure,
in that book, right? Yeah, I'm excited about that book. I'm gonna have to get that. Save up.
Yeah, it's. I'd love to hear. Yeah, the 9-minute version of Take.
Yeah, dude.
We'll have to rename that to Take.
Yeah, exactly. They'd have to hit a third bridge, and we'll see how rough the transition back into the verses from that one.
But we mentioned the alarm clock sound effect. What do you think it represents? What do you think it signifies?
I have no idea. It changes every time I hear it, but it's just like, it really is just like that. It's like, I think it's a burst of dopamine going like, oh fuck yeah. Like, they didn't even have social media back then. He's like literally going to be like pulling out his wallet to show his friends this picture.
Totally.
Well, I mean, especially in the 40s. I'm talking about 2005, but also in the 1940s when the song takes place. But like but that's still that impulse has always been there. I think is that like wait till the people I know get a load of me doing this cool thing. Like that. I mean, maybe that's what that alarm clock is.
Part of me, like when I hear it, I think like, okay, like the lowest common denominator is, okay, it's a dream and they've woken up. But,
sure.
But like the song still goes on.
It still goes, yeah.
Putting his foot in his mouth, and so it could mean so many things. But I love the kind of Pavlovian response, like we've got something here. The bell's rung. We're salivating.
Dude, that's great. And you just reminded me of another thought I had about this song, which is just like if you take it at face value and you think it's really Jack White singing about this is him. He's at this bar. He sees her come in. Even in his own fantasy, he can't help himself. He can't get out of his own way, which is again, like one of the most relatable things of all time. You're just like, you're fantasizing, things are going well, and then you're just like, but I'm still gonna be me.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna find a way to overstep and fuck this up. And I think that again, that's dude, every little avenue you can take lyrically or delving into the lyrics of this song it's such a great concept for a song. I love this. I love this tune.
And I really love the point you brought up where it's like, this could be from, Jack is both people on either
Mhm.
side of the equation. And, you don't know how you're going to react until you're in this situation. You got
Yeah.
one chance. Like, you've thought about this. You've thought about this situation before. You've wished for it. You've thought about how to not fuck it up the most. But then when it's put up or shut up, and you're like, this is never going to happen again. I'm never going to see this person again. How do I get as much out of this without fucking it up? Chances are
Yeah.
you're going to screw it up, and hopefully the other person on the other end of this equation is polite and forgiving.
Yeah, I know. I love the line where he says that he like is convincing himself that he's still being cool.
Yeah.
He's like, she doesn't appreciate how cool I'm being. And
That,
you're like, dude, like, like get out of there, man.
this is yeah, it's like a play. There's 3 acts of this
Totally.
play. The first one is like, luck has fallen in his lap.
Yeah.
He's oh my god, this Hollywood starlet I'm being graced with her presence.
Mhm.
That's enough for me. That's all that I need. And you're like, you know
Totally.
what? I've been in situations where I've seen famous people, and you're like, hey, there's so and so.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
The
all I
wheels
need.
the wheels start turning, man. And he's
Yeah.
like, but what yeah, exactly. Like,
And he even says right before the bridge, and I say to my friend, good God, we're lucky men
yeah, exactly.
just to even see her.
The song could end there, and you're like, yeah, that's great. Like,
Yeah.
that's good. He had that's a fun little story. Hey, I saw Rita Hayworth, and it's like that I approached her, and then I freaked her out, and she had to go. Like, reminds me of
Yeah.
Kramer when he meets Fred Savage in the California episode.
You may think I'm a crazy. I look like a crazy guy, but I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I swear.
I'm normal. I'm just like you. Yeah.
Just
But
like-
dude, like the melody of the song is so great, and it's like another reason I love this song, especially since I started writing songs. Again, I heard all these records before I even ever picked up a guitar or anything like that. But I love this song now that I'm a writer because I know what a gift it is when you have a great melody and a great concept and you can't stop writing verses to it. So when I read that 9 or 10 verses thing, I was like, that makes so much sense. Because he's just like, this is great. Like, it's just, it only happens every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even give you a percentage. It's a flash in the pan thing where you're just like, great fodder for lyrics, great melody, great chord progression. I can't stop writing lyrics for this, and you have to self-edit. It's such a good problem to have, and I admire that.
And I couldn't agree more. And like, again, for an artist, for anybody creating art or music, like, to get into that headspace and get into that groove, just like forget everything else in the world and just ride this wave of inspiration until it's done. But like, this song is incredibly unique. I don't know another song that really sounds like it or works like it or is constructed by it. And it's got this hook, and it goes built up and down and down, and it's, and I love that he's just, I imagine him with like 15 sheets of paper being like, okay, what are the good parts here? What are the,
Yeah. Dude, one chord riff. Down, 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 down. It's one chord. He's got a one chord riff.
Yeah.
He's cracked the code so many times on like the simplest shit. And yeah, I think this is a pinnacle of his abilities.
I remember I had a can't remember if it was a guitar teacher. Like, I took guitar class in high school, and I remember hearing the advice, it's more important what the strumming hand is doing than the than the hand on the neck.
Absolutely.
And then when you realize that, you're like, oh, I can do a hell of a lot of more with a G chord than I ever thought I could.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
As we to finish up on the lyrics here, I just got to say, so she poses with him, and then he goes, she needs to get some sleep, and it seems so mean. It's almost as if she could not appreciate how cool I was being.
Exactly.
And she said goodnight and walked away. I didn't know what to say. I just couldn't believe it. Well, it's
Yeah.
it's just not fair. I want to get a piece of hair. That's
Yeah.
all. He's gone from just getting a gaze of this woman to I need some DNA.
Dude, literally, the fucking guy from Charlie's Angels, Crispin Glover's character from Charlie's Angels, sniffing the hair. Yeah.
So this song, there's no music video for it, and it was only performed 3 times by the band.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, 2 nights in August, one in St. Louis, one in Chicago, and then their third last show at the House of Blues at North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I ask you this. There's realistic reasons why it wasn't performed live. Why do you think that it was, didn't make its way into the set list too frequently?
I wonder. I wonder that. I mean, I think maybe from what it sounds like, when he did use it, he used it as like a transitional piece. So he never even really it never even really gets going. It's just kind of him with an acoustic, killing time. And I think it's a long song. It's a repetitive song. I'm sure it just maybe he was like, they tried it at rehearsal a few times. He's just like, this feels like it's dragging. Let's just kind of sample it and move on with the set, which he does with some of his best songs. He'll fast forward through a lot of the parts just to get through the set. And I think that's cool. I think he's being respectful of the audience's time and maybe that, again, just I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. So maybe he's just like, but that Myrtle Beach, it's a bootleg fucking crowd recording from like a cell phone in the audience or a tape recorder in the audience. And you can hear people singing along and getting really excited when he does play it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's a bit of I wonder if maybe if they had kept going, it wouldn't have been maybe more of a thing that, I mean, obviously he still goes and he's not playing it in the Jack White project, as far as I know.
No.
But you never know. I don't know. Depending on where the White Stripes project continued going, maybe it would have made it in. But yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. It's a bit of a conundrum for me. But, I wish he did. I wish there was a video of them playing it like with the acoustic and with the piano and kind of going back and forth like he does with so many of their great songs. But
this was this era of the band. A lot of performances were captured. High quality shows at Glastonbury, and they did that in the basement stuff. There's a couple other.
Hell yeah, great session.
This is a song I would have loved to watch them perform.
Me too. Yeah.
They played it at, I think I heard a bootleg or a live recording from the, I want to say the St. Louis show, and he's playing it on the airline, and Meg's got a little more oomph on the drums.
Cool.
And I just thought like, that's something I like.
Yeah.
Because Jack's gone on record countless times saying he never wanted one White Stripes song to be the same, and he never wanted to play the song the same way every night, which worked great with the White Stripes, but it worked terribly with all the bands that he was in before because everyone's going, what the fuck is this guy doing? That's not how you play this song.
Yeah. So
it was only performed 3 times. It's a song that you think more people should be talking about. I asked you this about who's a big baby, and you didn't have an answer because who's ever going to listen to that again? So I ask you this: the next time you listen to Take, 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 what are you going to think about? What's going to rattle around in that big, beautiful brain of yours?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just going to listen to all the pieces like I've been doing this week leading up to this episode. I've just been just so infatuated with all the little layers. There's a timpani going on in the left ear during the bridge that I had never heard before. I was like, oh, that's what they're doing. There's like a tuned drum. It just accentuates the piano so well. Just like, I don't know. I want to figure out. There's a part in the song where he's like, the 2 Jacks are singing different lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like he's reading off the sheet and he's like, oh fuck, I skipped and then he goes back and he catches up with whatever the other one is saying. And it's again like just that sort of flaw. Like I don't know. I'm just gonna try to fucking absorb every last piece of production and hilarious like off the cuff stuff that they did on this song because it's so magical to me. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, it's this like when I listen to this song today and really really let the lyrics sink in, where he's just like, he just needed a bit of hair. I just started laughing as I was
Dude, yeah.
walking with my AirPods in, and I'm like, I think that this is just going to become a big smiling, big giggle song for me because of just the stupidity of this. You had it all and you just wouldn't get out of your own way, man. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna love listening to this song, and
Yeah, man.
it was a favorite. It's always been a favorite of mine, but again,
Cool.
in preparation for this conversation, discovered so much more about it. So I really appreciate that, and thank you for that.
Dude, yeah. Thanks for having me back on, brother.
Okay, that was Brett. I'm Ryan and Brett. The fastest repeat guest in Hardest Podcast to Podcast history. You can't take that away from the boy. Go check out the Vidos. They're a great band. Next week's going to be a really fun episode. I haven't recorded it. I'll record it tomorrow. But if all goes well, it's going to be a big one. We'll be back next week with what should be a good episode. Because the Hardest Podcast to Podcast is hosted and produced by me, Ryan Schaap. Artwork by Catlin Likely. Amanda Schultz is our assistant editorial producer. And Mike Noble, he's our Gato.